hearing about companies using medical claims data as well for underwriting, sort of quite actively now. Is that something, Nicole, you're seeing out in the market?
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's in its infancy because none of this stuff is really in its infancy, but the databases are growing, so the hit rates are getting better with medical claims data. It's the volume of information coming back that carriers are struggling with. So again, if I send you 10,000 codes in one hit, you have to figure out what's noise and what isn't. And that's where it's really important to make sure you're platformed correctly, got automation or some sort of, predictive model that's running in conjunction with that type of data. But it's also a rich source of just kind of information on what you're doing. So it will list other doctors that you've seen that you might not have disclosed, which is important for later on if you feel like you need to order more records. But it's how you use that, because you don't want to just dump a bunch of codes in front of an underwriter and say, let me know if you see anything of interest. And there's millions of codes that could, potentially come back in different categories and subcategories. So it's tapping into the well, but it's also figuring out how to filter and properly automate that information.
But I think the platform will be key to actually consolidating and presenting something back to an underwriter. We're working hard on our underwriting workbench to try and consolidate and give views of data that are relevant. You're right, getting tons of data in, probably isn't the difficult part. Getting the data into the system and then presenting a consolidated view. I think that's going to be key. That's where we're investing in machine learning as EXL. We have expertise in that.
I think we had discussed this before. Data is not the new gold. Data is the new ore, right?
Yeah.
Unless we have really good data scientists and modeling happening there is no gold to be created out of it. We talked about whether data is going to win the day or data scientists are going to win the day. I think as the breadth of data that's used for assessing risk expands, and there's a temporal change in what data is used. Because more and more we're going to have common data we're going to rely on. But how we actually sift through that and how we create an understanding from it and how we use new sources of data to assess risk faster and faster is going to win the day in the future.